Hi everyone, this is Maryann here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. How are you? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Thanks for joining me in this reading. Thank you for subscriptions to this channel, your likes and your comments and the other ways that you support my channel. I'm very grateful for that. And I'm, wanting to say that as often as I can, because gratitude is one of those feelings, emotions, ideals, concepts that actually attracts good stuff to you. When you've got the good there, you're more likely for the good to come back to you. So I think of my channel as a manifestation of good stuff coming back to me. It's hard yakka too. It's been hard yakka over the last however many years. It started as in disbelief and shock that someone like the former president, the ex-president, now criminal defendant Trump could be elected an American president. And of course all our fears were borne out over the years when we saw what occurred, and culminating now in multiple indictments over for many things, breaking down to obstruction of justice, obstruction of the law, and fraud. Two things: obstruction of the law and fraud. These are allegations at this time. I should add in there some theft, alleged theft of top secret documents. We'll throw that one in. Never mind the paying off of the porn star and the defamation, which was proven. Not just defamation, but rape, sexual assault of E. Jean Carroll in a civil court. Damages awarded to E. Jean Carroll. Never mind the tawdry stuff. Fraud and obstruction of the law. They're the indictments. I want to say also, of course, he's innocent until proven guilty, but in my mind, I keep going back to those terrible images that I saw in part before they occurred on January the 6th. If you want to go back to the readings that I did, I can remember very clearly a diamond drill shattering glass shattering. That's what I saw before January 6th. I said there would be violence. And unfortunately, what I was seeing was correct. So you come to this channel to see, for a couple of reasons, for predictions, for what my clairvoyance is actually showing, and to support me in the work that I do. I want to say also that Trump, you got to give it to him. He's very good at conning schmucks. I don't say that lightly. However, we know that money from his PAC, campaign money that he raised on the back of $5 repeating donations for people who could ill afford it, was supposed to go into paying his legal bills, or challenging, not paying his legal bills, but challenging the big lie, his big lie, challenging the election was stolen lie in the courts. That's why people gave to him. We've since found out that it's gone to pay off all around him and himself, his legal costs for crimes allegedly committed, that no one else would have their legal bills paid in that way. Unless, of course, they were able to fool a lot of people into donating hard-earned dollars to what amounted to a big lie. We had his principal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, actually admit in court that he made up that stuff about those two election workers, that there was fraud, that they somehow were able to swing the result in their county because they were committing fraud. And those two people, those two lovely women, were pilloried and suffered as a result of that big lie. We now know that's a big lie because Rudy Giuliani said, I made it up. So people's money went to fund a huge grift, amongst other things. And I do want to take the time to say, if you're conned by somebody who is now facing multiple indictments, that we knew this would play out years and years ago. This is what we've been saying and warning about all these years. If you're still, after all of that, donating to him, supporting him, an authoritarian would-be who tried to overturn the results of a fair election and deprive people of their rights, then you're a schmuck. And don't come to this channel, because I don't want to see you and I don't want your comment. It will be immediately deleted. So having said that, I want to look at now some predictions. That's why you come to this channel. Because, you know, you're not cowering away. You're not subordinating, subjugating yourself to Trump and the loudmouths who seem to want a nation not based on law. You're here because you want to speak up in any way you can. The world card endings and major endings. August was going to be tough. Big planets being retrograde. Don't worry too much about that retrograde. It allows us to go over old ground and do it right. Get it right. And I think that that's what we're doing in August. I'm not downplaying the danger or the peril at all. And I'll look at a reading at the beginning of next week on Lionsgate, the portal that is supposedly opens up at this time of the year as the brightest star in the sky aligns with the sun in Leo. It's a good time for manifesting, and that's the way I'll approach the reading. What is it that we are manifesting or festering, and what is it that we need to take stock of and manifest for the future? But today let's look at the big question that some of you have asked after my reading, and that is, will he be found guilty on the obstruction and fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, deprive of rights? Will he be found guilty on those charges? I'm using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. Let's see. Now, I felt that he would obviously try to delay that until after the election. I actually felt it would be delayed until after the election. I hope I'm wrong on that. We'll take another look. Okay, that was my initial feeling or intuition on that. Why would he try and do that? So that he would take the presidency in 2024 and pardon himself, and then the US would no longer be a nation of laws, would it? If a president was able to pardon himself for an attempted coup. The Star card comes out yet again. What are we manifesting? So it is a scary time, but that Star card tells me, like it's always told me, this is a huge chapter in history. Don't lose hope. Keep hope. Keep hope alive. All right. Will Donald Trump in the January 6th case be found guilty? Will Donald Trump in the January 6th case be found guilty? Will Donald Trump in the January 6th case be found guilty? Interesting. Yeah, I did see that orb. They are around. I actually did see that image of him vanishing, like beam me up, Scotty. We've got the King of Wands. Interesting, because I'm just getting the death card with him all the time. And that could mean a couple of things, that maybe ill health intervenes, or maybe he had, like, scarpers before he gets sent to prison. He's still able to travel. They didn't take his passport. He's been in Scotland and Ireland recently. Okay, the King of Wands comes out. Courage. I go back to that Lionsgate. What do we need to manifest? We need to manifest courage. These are tough times. And we've got justice, being bold and courageous and bringing forward justice. Remembering that the North Node is in Aries, and that is an Aries card. And the South Node is in Libra. Okay, so justice, always revisiting. The planets allow us to revisit this, and hopefully get it right. We get the, 3 cups lost and 1 remaining card. That's, I remember back to when I was reading On the Wall. He's not giving up, but he never did build that wall, did he? He built a few bits and pieces of it, and those that were fundraising off it were charged with fraud. Remembering, obstruction of the law and fraud are the 2 very, very serious charges here, and allegedly taking top secret documents. Okay, so we get the disappointment. I don't think anyone's happy. I don't think that, if we could have done without him, we would have. He makes the world an unstable place, as does Vladimir Putin. Yes, their futures are tied to each other. I've said that in a past reading. And this is indeed a battle. In the past, we get the, basically the coup plotter, the spy in the camp, the treasonous person. He is just a figurehead. There are many that card could cover, including the people that still support this person. So will he be found guilty? We've got a speedy thing coming through here, the 8 of Wands. I'll ask separately to that, does Jack Smith get his way for a speedy trial? There's more charges to come. I've said that about the classified documents, and there were. But on this, there are more charges to come. So we get the Ace of Swords, the truth emerging. It would be nice to see that trial televised. I don't think it will be. We can ask, but I don't think it will be. But the truth is emerging. Look at this. Hit after hit after hit of the truth. I hope today some people are waking up. We get the Wheel of Fortune, big Jupiter energy there. Look at these cards. I'll do you the service of showing you. Very strong yes cards as well, as is the Foundation here, the King of Wands and the Justice card. 8 of Wands, speed, truth emerging, Wheel of Fortune. And we get the new starts. Remember, the world fell out of this reading. We get hoping for healing and moderation. Remember, extremism of any sort doesn't fly. It's at the most basic principle. It doesn't fly because we cannot survive in that climate. Now, the outcome card, will he be found guilty? We get the Page of Pentacles, as with everything with Donald Trump. And we get the Victory card. And we get the 9 of Pentacles. So, these are all yes cards. However, the Page of Pentacles shows me that there may be, he may be found guilty on some of the charges, but not all. And we get the Queen of Pentacles again, national security. I'm going to draw some clarifiers on that. He's definitely going. They're all yes cards. He's definitely going to be found guilty. But what I think of that obstruction, and yeah, maybe not all, but let's see. Base of the pack is it's just heavy, heavy, heavy energy. And why? Because somehow money, greed, and clandestine forces has muddied the waters, has made it harder to get this done. I was watching Chris Hayes this morning where he said, you know, all those coup plotters that attacked police, broke into the Capitol, defecated, you know, destroyed property, they were all allowed to walk home. That's not the way it should have worked. But that is the test, isn't it? Is America a nation of law, or is it something else? All right, let's have a look. So, I want to say these are strong yes cards. Let's see if there's another major arcana. Yeah, the truth is emerging. Oh, and emerging quickly. Okay, there's his foot soldiers. And other readings, yes, Congress, yeah. Okay, the Lovers is his first. The truth is emerging. That is it's not just about Trump. There's another charge to come which links him, I think, with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers. All right, let's keep going. And then that would be seditious conspiracy. But that's not the question. Will he be found guilty on these obstruction and fraud charges? Will Trump be found guilty? Show me this Page of Pentacles. The depriving the voter's rights, I think, flies. 9 and 10 of Cups. And then we also get the 7 of Pentacles, having a look at something, again, a plan B, and here she is, the Queen of disrupting domestic security, taking away people's rights. So I'm going to say that I see him guilty on, I think, a good deal of what he's been charged with, but I'm not going to go all the way just yet. There are more charges to come as well, but he is going to be found guilty. Okay. Later on, I'll go through it charge by charge, but for today, I'll stick to will he be found guilty? Yes. As I see it, some of those charges, perhaps not all, and I'll go back to this and update this reading when I've got more time. All right, the next key question is, will this trial be delayed until after the election? Gosh, I hope my first impression was wrong. Let's see what the cards are saying here. Gosh, I am getting him in an open casket, and something around the December time frame, the Christmas time frame. I don't know what year that is, but Chariot, looks like there's going to be some kind of level of quickness here. Will Donald Trump successfully delay the trial until after the election? Will Donald Trump successfully delay the trial until after the election? I think what I'm seeing here is the judge will not muck about here. Now we have the King of Pentacles, the businessman, and we get circles of support, celebrations. The Knight of Pentacles. I don't like the way this is looking. We get Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune in the past, and we get loss in the sky. I'm getting a little bit more heartened here. Two of Wands, something that comes to fruition in time, and being patient. Now we get loss and heartbreak in the present, and the manipulation and manifestation in the environment. No surprises. Hopes and fears, judgment and inevitability. And then we get the World card just to complicate matters. Endings and new beginnings. And the new beginning, the Ace of Cups. And we get guardrails, weariness in battle, and we get courage. It's possible. I'm afraid that he may, but this isn't straight. That Five of Pentacles, money, issues, loss. The image that I got of the strong judge. Can you clarify this, Spirit? Will Donald Trump be able to delay his trial? Oh, the Queen of Pentacles is the Judge again. God, I hope I'm right. And then we get new starts, a plan, and then plan B. I think he's able to delay, but whether it's till after the election, I'm not sure. See, at a higher level, the world and the Ace of Cups, the past, shows that we're moving on. And there's the Ace of, we're moving on to new starts. And then something coming to fruition in time. Look, I'm going to say he does get a delay, but I don't know that it's until after the election. Which is, I think, one of Jack Smith's ploys. He puts in a speedy trial and then takes a date next year. We'll see. There is a delay, but I don't know that it's until after the election. Okay. And because you're all frightened that this authoritarian wannabe would become president again, cease funding of the Ukraine war, pull America out of NATO, establish an authoritarian regime. And, you know, this all has consequences. America's credit rating has been downgraded largely due to the instability in the House, the Republicans holding the House, not being able to govern, threats, and also an attempted coup. So, all right, so will Donald Trump ever be able to win this 2024 election? I've read in the past that it's literally a landslide for Biden. Okay, so will Donald Trump ever be able to win this election? Show me clearly. Will Donald Trump ever be able to win this? Will Donald Trump win? Will Donald Trump win the 2024 American-US election? Will Donald Trump win the US election? Page of Pentacles jumping out again. Interesting. You know, whenever I'm talking about an election win, if you don't get a king or an emperor or a major arcana, you're getting a minor court card. Don't like your chances. All right, will Donald Trump win in 2024? Will Donald Trump win in the American presidential election? Will Donald Trump win the presidential election in 2024? Judgment. That's inevitability. And then we get the Queen of Cups. My old friend, the Queen of Cups. Something being let out of the bag. The judgment is a no. The Queen of Cups, well, let's see. Heavily defending himself, standing his ground. Again, that's another no. We get bombshells in the past. By the time we get there, some things have changed. We get the Devil card in the sky. Greed, attachment. It's not a yes card either. So we get moving out of troubled waters. I like the narrative. Then we get things speeding up. The Eight of Wands. We get something coming to fruition in time. What's coming to fruition in time? Justice. I like that. Hopes and fears, Jack Smith. If you're out there, Jack Smith, wow, that's who you are. Okay, outcome, the Emperor card, the presidency, the manipulation, the manifestation, major arcanas, and the voter. Let's have a look. But then we get the World card, endings and beginnings, new beginnings. Underneath we get loss. These cards are playing a merry little game with me today, because I have to dig beyond the obvious to the higher realms. We get here grief, loss. We get women, and we get partnerships, and we get something big is over, and we get the treason, poisonous stuff in the past, and we get our wish. Okay, so I'll draw some clarifying cards. Control, Manifestation. What are we manifesting? Vote the voter. What are we manifesting? The ending of a cycle. What are we manifesting? Oh my God, that death card again. The toxicity, the devil card, that's in the sky. It's not going to be easy. Show me. Who has control here? The outcome is literally the voter has control. That's what the cards are telling me. Will Donald Trump win? We get the sun, full illumination, and then we get the end of toxicity. You read reversals? That is reversed. Okay, so these are my cards. This is my intuition. And look what the clarifying stuff was. The end of toxicity. The end of the devil. Potentially. These are all potentials. We get something moving very, very quickly. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Spirit. Justice is coming. The voter retains control. There's an ending to a major, major cycle. How have we got there? We've got there because we are all manifesting. And I know some of you are still worried. And you should be. Well, no, I don't want anybody to worry. What I want you to do is just manifest hope and intention. And understand that there are higher forces at work here. Let's take a look, lastly, at the death card that keeps coming up for Trump. Where is that death card? All right, let's take a look at the death card, and I want to see why that's here. And then I'll leave you for the weekend and come back with an astrology type reading on Monday so that we can all strengthen our wills, have faith, have hope, and go from there. All right, the death card, it's over. Why is this here, this death card? Retaining control, the voter retaining control. There will be manipulation in 2024. Unfortunately, it's not going to be easy. But the Emperor is a combination of all four kings. So this is what we are manifesting right now. Do we want to be, well, does America want to be a democracy and a nation of laws, or is it something else? The death card. Okay, the death card. Why is the death card continually coming up for Trump? Please show me. All right, so we get celebrations. You see what these cards are saying? We will be celebrating, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to celebrate Donald Trump's demise. I'm celebrating justice's rise. But I'm also finally celebrating the end of this instability. And I look forward to a day when I never have to read on him again, the death card. Have a look at these cards. Here she is again, security, survival, weariness, all these same cards that keep coming up. Fear in the past, restriction. We get surprises. What is the surprise? We get women again and stability. We get the prosecutor, here you go. And we get people rethinking. We get him in the hopes and fears position. And we get his loss. We get the Knight of Pentacles being certain of that. And we get loans and debts. And we get the money here. I think here's the offer, here's the deal that he might do. temperance and moderation and moving forward once again. Here we get things quickening up. Now, I asked why the Death card is here. Loss, the Five of Pentacles, money loss. At the end of the day, I think what happens is somehow that pack or the campaign money is frozen. That's by the time we get there, my goodness me, abuse of power. Show me the Death card. Yeah, it's to do with his money and the way that he's raised it. And there it is, the Four of Swords. That's what I was looking for. This will be classic spiraling downwards, classic demise. The outcome card wise, the Death card there. And you get, they will freeze whatever that money is that he's using. At the end of the day, there's more charges to come. Don't for 1 second think that Smith is finished here. And, you know, the evidence will be so strong that those people that donated to what is obviously lies, they're not going to donate again. Okay, so there's a long way to go. There's a long way to go. And no, no, he's not going to be president again. But the fact we're even asking that question is a sign of how, I'm just going to say, I don't want to promote fear, but how, in a way, how uncertain these times are. It's all up to you and me, okay? Now it's not the time to take your bat and ball and go home. It's still up to you and me. This is a defining moment. Bye for now.